Hi guys, and welcome back to a quick kind of a tutorial vid, I guess, in a way. Just on how to use world edit in the plots. All of the people that actually are on my server and are in the plot world have access to world edit within their own kind of small plots, I guess. So what you have to do, as long as you've claimed it, and you can always do plot me, for example, info. And that will tell you, so that one's obviously this is owned by me. If you just go up to like a place like this and do / plot me claim, that will actually get you that plot. So just in case you didn't know that one, but we will be covering world edit and how to do some basic, some very basic stuff. There's a dragon over there that I didn't notice. Cool. So some kind of very basic landscaping and stuff like that, just general world editing using Conquest if you got Optifine, that kind of stuff. So a lot of people already know, for example, the wooden axe, and basically what the wooden axe does. And I've got the CUI so you can actually see it, but you can basically click with your left click and then you right click, and then you do // and most of the world edit commands have got // so you do like set 1 and that will turn it into stone. You can also do the metadata, so you can do set 1 : I don't know, let's go for 5 or something like that. So that's like a dark one, or maybe we're going to go down, we'll just do 3. You've got all of these things like that. I'm just going to do / undo, and then do that a couple of times until I've actually fixed it. There we go. So that's the kind of basic one. To be honest, I don't really use that one that often unless I'm switching over blocks. So say if we have, I don't know, we were building a house or something. So we've got, I'm just going to do deselect. The only thing with CUI is you have that. So say we've built a small house. This is obviously really bad. But we've built a little house like this. And you decide, I don't want that cobblestone, I want stone bricks instead. What you can do is you can select that area. And you can either use the actual tool here. Obviously you'd have to then place the block and do this. Another one you can do is you can just do / pos 2. And obviously, if you do position 1, which is over here, or something like that, just do / pos 1. Another one that you can actually do is / hpos 1. And that's wherever your little pointery thing's going. So say if I'm looking at this and my little crosshair is there, and I do it there, you can see that it goes onto that block. So you can do stuff like that. But say we want to replace this, so we've selected that area. We only want to replace this. We don't want to do like set, we don't want to make a gigantic cube. So especially with a massive build and you've decided to change it over, but what you can do is go / replace, and then I know that cobblestone is 4, and I know that stone brick is 98. So you're just replacing 4 with 98. I think you can also do cobblestone, stone bricks, or stone brick. Stone brick? Yeah, there you go. So you can do it with the names as well. I prefer the IDs, so if I just do / cell, that will just do that. You can see that, so it kind of switched over, so that's quite cool. I do use that quite a lot, just the actual selection area like that. What you can also do, okay, actually I don't know why I destroyed that, but say with this you had created like a cool section or something. I'm just going to do it with this here and onto there. So I've got this little selection here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do, and with this as well, you need to be standing kind of where you want to be standing, I guess. So I'm going to do it, what should I do? I'll do it here. So I'm going to stand here, I'm going to go / copy, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, I'm going to go / paste, and it'll paste in kind of relation. So if you have a really cool section modular wise, and this works really well with skyscrapers, so you can build an entire floor, copy that and go up. There is a limit on the world kind of edit type stuff, so you probably won't be able to do an entire floor in one go, unfortunately, but it was crashing the server. Now what you can also do with this is you can do / rotate 90, and you can only do it in 90, 180, those kind of things. So I've flipped that. I'm going to try it here. I don't know if this is the right way around or not. So the answer is no. Okay, so I'm just going to do undo, and that's obviously a really good command. So now I'm just going to do, what is it, rotate 180, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do paste, And there we go, you got this section there. So you can actually use this, and obviously you notice that this block disappeared. It's because over here you can see there's an air block. So, it's not perfect, it's not 100%, but that kind of might actually help you guys out a little bit with the kind of very basic stuff on that. So if I just do set 0, and 0 is air. So now let's go over the actual brushes. So we've done the kind of basic selection box type thing. Now if you just grab another tool, I usually use a wooden shovel for some reason, but you can use a pickaxe, you can use any of the tools. It's just anything that's kind of like this, as long as it's not a wooden axe, because that is for your wand, as it were. If you do / brush sphere, and then what you're going to do is you're going to select the material. So I'm going to do 1. I'm just going to do stone. And then what I'm going to do is it'll either default at a size, and the default size is actually 3, or you can go bigger. I'm just going to go bigger. I'm going to do 5. And then if you right click, see how that actually appears? Now it will say that the max blocks or block change limit has been reached. So it's cut off a bit of the sphere, unfortunately, but again, it's the whole lag and crashing thing. So you can basically just right click down here like this, create some kind of terrain. But what I'm actually going to do is I will show you another way. So you can do that with any materials. I'll show you how to do percentage of materials, because you probably don't want just stone, for example. Doesn't make it very interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same / brush sphere. Now we can do, for example, if you do, I don't know, maybe we'll want, I'm trying to think of what we actually want now. I don't know, 50%, and then we're going to do 1. So we're going to have 50% stone. Then you separate these by a comma. So you do a comma, then you do 50% and cobblestone. We'll do cobblestone, so we'll do 4. And then brush size, I'm going to go for 3 this time. Let's do it a little bit smaller. If we do OK, or not OK, but enter. Now what you'll notice is it is 50-50 with those materials. So, what you guys are probably wondering, or possibly wondering, does that work with metadatas? And yes, it does. So, what you can do is you can do brush sphere, like 20% 1, :0. And I usually, whenever I use metadatas, I always quote even the base one. So I'm going to do 20 : 1, or 1 : 1, comma, and 20%, there we go, 1 : 2, and you can kind of guess where this is going. I just want 1, 2, and how many are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so on the 4th one, I'm going to do 1 : 5, because 3 and 4 in Conquest, I know that they are icy rock. I don't really want icy rock. So I'm going to do that, 20 : 1, 6. And I'm going to do a brush of 5. Now what we have is more realistic rock, and for some reason it's, there we go. So it's just kind of like lagged out a little bit. That's more realistic, I guess. It's almost like we've already started getting some cool terrain. So I'm just going to do this a little bit, like this, and put these down. And we're just going to build, basically, I don't know, maybe a little hill. We'll build a lake as well. I'll show you how to dig into the ground using this. And I'll show you how to make a cave, actually. That might be quite useful. So you can just see I'm right-clicking pretty crazily, not really caring. And you really don't have to care with this. So, and try not to hold down the right-click unless you're dragging it. Otherwise what will happen is this. Or this. That's even worse. You'll get stuck inside the ball. And what will happen is you'll also get these kind of weird things. But you could obviously do like an arch. Let's do an arch. There you go. So you get this weird arch. So we've got this kind of base thing here. It's not great at all. I'm just going to make this a little bit stronger so we can do kind of like a nice cave. And in here, like that. There we go. So we've got this kind of like little place here. Doesn't look amazing at all. But what I will do is I'm just going to do //hpos1. So this is just another way of selecting again. And then I'm going to go over here. And you guys, I don't know about me, but I know that you guys, it doesn't really matter how far away you go from your plot, it'll keep it within it. Because I'm an op, I'm not really too sure. So I'm just going to do pos 2 for this one. You see I've selected an area. And if you do //naturalize, and it's spelt the American way, what that'll do is... okay, so you can't do that. Okay. Just deselect. So that kind of has worked, but it hasn't. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just undo that. So because of the limit, again, unfortunately, I had to kind of stop that. But what you can do, obviously, you can put grass on yourself. That's actually what I actually do. It looks a lot better. But say we want to dig into this. Currently, we've got this tool. Not really that useful for it. Oh, and I wanted to undo. So what you're going to do is you're going to do //brush. And by the way, actually, what we'll do is we'll keep this brush. We want to have this circle. We're going to use a different one. We're going to use a wooden pickaxe. And now we're going to do //brush. And that's sphere. And this time we're going to do 0. So 0 is air. And we only want a small one, so we're going to go with 2. So now what we've got is we've got this one. And we've got this one. So we've got a positive one and a negative one. And what I usually do is I usually have 3 of them. Don't use the wooden axe, but stone shovel or something like that. I'll show you what to do with that one in a second. So we've got this one here. So we're going to do a cave. And I'm just going to punch through. And not really care, because caves should look random. Or at least semi-random. There we go. So that doesn't look too bad already. It's okay. Maybe open this part up, or maybe shave some of this part off. You can just be quite rough with it at first. So that's probably not very stable at all. I might add an extra block in there. So you can see what you can kind of do sculpting wise. You can use the big, your big brush to kind of give it stuff, and then take away like this, and then you got all this stuff here. And what I'm going to do is right here I'm going to do // and this is another one, fill. So do fill R and then 8 and 100. You probably won't let us do 100, but what this is water. So you can actually just kind of go around layer by layer, and it'll just fill like this. So there we go. So now we've got like a nice little lake. Pretty easy. I'll probably then go around the edges of this and smooth it up a bit. We could obviously have the water flowing down there. Doesn't really matter. So we've got this kind of basic lake as well, so I've showed you how to do that. Now this terrain currently looks like a load of circles, and that's because it is. So we're going to grab another one, and if we do // smooth, and oh, that's weird. Oh, okay, sorry. So if we do // brush and then smooth, so you need to make it a brush. There we go. And now what we can do is if we right click, see that it's smoothing out the terrain a little bit. Now this works really well when you have cross kind of places, and I usually be quite rough with it again. You want to kind of variate it a little bit. Sometimes you get these weird squares in it, unfortunately, so you have to punch downwards. What I've kind of learnt to do, if you just do it in one place like this, it'll just make a square. You see this is very square. So what I tend to do is do kind of punching downwards a little bit. But you'll kind of get the hang of it and practice. You can have up to 10 plots on this world, so try out, even just do one that's just for this type of thing. Punch this down, like some of this. Yeah, I'm going to blend in these sides and there you go, mess up the water there. So then smooth out all of these bits. That's quite good. So you can see how to use that one at least. And now it looks a little bit better. It looks a lot better. This circle is still really prominent. Some of them are really bad, but that always happens. So now I'm just spamming this. There we go. So that looks a little bit more bearable, I guess. Yeah, that's a lot better. I think you guys will agree. So then what I'd do, if you grab a stick, for example, I always use the stick on this. And if you do just one slash this time, REPL 2, that means that anything that you right click on will turn to grass. So there you go, so it'll turn to grass. If you then left click, it'll select that material, and you can see it says replace the tool switch to stone. So then if you right click, you'll get it. This works with metadatas. So you can see here that I've got all of these bits, but I want grass. So what I would do on this plot, for example, is, now obviously this is a bit of a fudgy mistake. I would actually go around and just on the top of these, just add in a little bit more like this stuff. So whenever I see, I'd try and flatten out bits of it. But for example here, I wouldn't put grass in. I would do grass up to like this point and then leave some in here, so it looks like the rock is kind of sticking out of it, I guess. Just a little bit anyway. And then probably add a couple more blocks in here, try and show bits of it. That obviously looks really straight, so I'd actually probably do something like that, or maybe even knock that back as well. Like all the way here or something, and then do those. You know, be quite rough with it, but, you know, keep on adding on stuff like that. Okay, so if we get onto the building kind of helpy bits, I guess, I'm just going to clear down everything. So I've got a stick. Obviously, these actually stay, by the way, with whatever they are. So, yeah, I mean, you can just change them anyway. So I'm going to change, for example, this one. I don't need the gigantic boulders anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do /tree. And what that'll do is it will... There you go. That'll create a tree. It does create the default trees, unfortunately. And you can undo these ones, luckily. So yeah, you can kind of go around if you want to and do those. If you do /world edit help, it'll tell you all of the actual commands that you can do. You can see tons and tons of them. Yeah, like forest generate biome, gmask, and we'll go over gmask in a bit. Actually, that's a really good one. So if I just do undo and undo. Okay, so the stuff that I kind of get asked a lot is how do you do the metadata stuff? Like I showed you with this REPL thing, like 1:1, for example, and then you get this. Basically, you have to have Optifine or something like that installed. I do have a tutorial for it. Just search the channel for 1.7.2 mod installation. That'll show you it. But there's loads of stuff in Conquest. There's loads of stuff starting to go into LD Modern, which I'm adding as I kind of update the pack. So modern stuff, this will work for as well. But basically, I'll just tab out here. There we go. So if you go to the Planet Minecraft page for Conquest, I'll put it in the description. If we scroll down, there we go, the meta blocks. So we've got the reference sheet here. Click on that. This will give you a big thing here. So let's do, I don't know, this one here, 140:12. And the best thing to do is literally try them out. Let's do 140:12, and this is actually a tiny little thing of water. Now this one, as you can see, it's really weird. I don't understand how it works, but we've got it. So you can then, of course, use the replacer stick to then choose those ones. Now this one, I don't know why I picked this one. The actual flower does disappear, so it's just like a tiny little pail of water. So you have all of these ones here. Now the red ones means that you can't pick them up and place them down. I'll show you, for example, with 5:7. What I mean by this. So if we just replace this one to 5:7, which is a little wood pile, you can actually middle mouse click and you can place them down. So that works like really well. If we do it with, let's do it with one of the rocks actually. So we've already put this rock in here. If we middle click, we get the base stone. We don't get any special block. So that's kind of the difference. Obviously the picture down on this point down here is like different. But yeah, you do get stuff like that. That's basically how you get them. There's not really too much to it except for try them out. Stuff like the bees is really good, which is 30:11, I think it was. There we go, so if we do that. Put that in there, you know, you've got like nice animated things. They're pretty cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do /plot me reset. Actually, you don't need to do that. Plot me reset. Let's get rid of this. Start again. There we go. And I'm just going to do plot me claim. So that's one that I've got. I can reset plots, and I do occasionally go around and reset plots if, for example, nothing's been done on them for absolutely ages. But if we do, let's grab this. So if we do brush, sphere, and I'm going to do like 1, I don't know, 1 and 5. Let's do that. So I'm just going to put down some of these. Maybe I put down stone already, and instead of doing the percentage thing that we did before, so I've got this stone, and then I go, actually I want it to be something more interesting. And you can do, with the replace tool, by the way, you can do the same thing that we did before. This is quite cool. If I just grab, I don't know, I'm going to do a stone pickaxe this time, why not? So if I do brush, So if I do slash gmask and 1, for example, this will just mask over this stuff. And if we do slash brush sphere, there we go, sphere, I'm going to do 1, or I'm going to do 20. Now let's do 80%. Yeah, we'll do mainly stone, so mainly normal stone. And we are also going to have in there, trying to think of something cool now, which I don't know anything cool. So we're going to do gravel. Yeah, that's cool. So gravel is 13, so I've got that in there. Let's do OK. Now if we right click, it only affects the stone. Now with this one, because the other block's different, it only puts the actual material on stone, so if you use it loads, it'll just cover the whole thing. But what this is really useful for, I don't know if it's going to be... Can't I like undo 2? 5? No, okay, I don't think it works that way. But basically, yeah, it'll fill up all of those bits, so if you just keep on clicking on it, it'll go a bit nuts. But if we just do, for example, brush, sphere, we'll do, I don't know, 80%, 80% 1, 0, and then we'll do 20% 1, 1. This will affect all of the stone. So it'll keep on changing like this. So you can see that it's just affecting basically stone. We're just adding some variations. So you can literally just go around your build and do this. This is really useful. Oh, that was a bit weird. That's very strange. I think it's because I went outside the plot. Don't go outside your plot when you do this. So let's turn the Gmask off. So let's have a look. Yeah, so it turns the Gmask off when you go outside the plot. That one I didn't know, that's a bug. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else there really is. Well, did it help? I think there's mainly... Yeah, there's loads of stuff in here. List chunks, outlets, paste, pumpkins, pyramid, all this crazy stuff. But hopefully that's given you guys kind of an idea and where to also get, you know, these metadatas. There is biome specific, and actually before I forget, I will show you how to change a biome. So for example, let's do this. We'll do smoke. For example, if you have a look at this spreadsheet, and it's a bit nuts at first, but things like the smoke, which is 30:2, in most of the other places it's kind of like a normal grey, but in extreme hills it's black. So what we're going to do is if we grab that replacer tool, and we're just going to do, I don't know, something like this, for example. There. Do REPL 30:2. You'll see that it's the smoke, and it's this kind of grey colour. If we get out that normal axe, select here, do // set biome extreme, and if you actually you can't press tab with this one, extreme. Now I can't remember if it's one word. Okay, it's not one word, so you have to separate this one. Extreme / hills, or that's interesting. Maybe underscore hills. Yeah, there you go. So it's underscore hills. You'll notice that it doesn't automatically update. This is a weird 1.7 thing. 1.72. What you have to do is you have to disconnect, then reconnect. There we go. So now you can see that it's this darker colour. And we can prove that because we can do... not that. Oh, I'll just click that. But there you go. You can see that it's a different colour. It's a different, darker one. So you can actually mess around with that as well. That's quite useful. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Keep on coming with questions, and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. Thanks for watching. Come and join me on the server. And I will see you guys on the next video.